All right, and we're back. So today we're making us a little quickie little lunch. It's very simple, hardly that many ingredients really to speak of. What is it? Well, it is a Greek yogurt based apple salad basically. That's pretty much what it consists of. So at the heart of this, at the core of it, I've got this Faget full fat total Greek yogurt. I've put approximately 1 cup into my bowl, which that 1 cup is going to give me 11 grams of fat and 20 grams of protein. Lots of good protein. Now what I've done after that is I put about half a cup of water into the bowl and mix it in kind of nice. It gets it to a little smoother of a consistency. The Greek yogurt alone is pretty thick, it's pretty bulky, so I personally like a little silkier consistency. So that's what I go for. The next thing that goes in is going to be, ta-da! Fabulous Honeycrisp apple. These things this time of year are ginormous. Things are like the size of a softball, if not bigger. So being keto, I really want to make sure I'm really watching my my carb intake. So what I'm doing, because apples it's going to act as the sweetener, is, because Greek yogurt's a little on the bitter side. It's kind of got a little, you've had it before, you know what I'm talking about. So I mix in some apples, some diced apples, to act as my natural sweetener. Because naturally we're not, gosh, what are we going to do? Pour some granulated sugar in this? No, heck not. So what we've done is I've only diced 1/4 of this Honeycrisp apple. I put the other 3/4 in a nice little bag, get as much air out as I can, Ziploc it, and that'll go in the fridge for a future snack. So I'm going to mix these apples in. I've already diced them up. You can see them here. They are going to climb in. And you can kind of mix them in a little if you want. I just mainly do it to break them up because when they're diced, they kind of start out a little, all grouped together. Next, we put into this bad boy some of these lovely pecans. I like the pecans mainly because I like the texture. I used to do just the apples, just the yogurt, and it was fine, nothing wrong with it. And an original recipe that I went with also included some almonds, which were also really tasty and delicious, but comparatively on the nut scale of carbs, pecans were like the lowest carbs of any of the nuts that you can possibly snack on. So that's why I chose to switch from almonds to the pecans. And what I do is I basically just kind of, one by one, I snap them in half, break them into quarters if possible, and get us a nice little, yummy little pieces of pecan. So we can mix those in. Fold this all together. Makes nice, solid consistency. It's going to fill you up. You're going to feel like you've, really had a good lunch. You're not going to be left walking away. It's not like you just had a little salad or something. Salads are great. They're wonderful. But I never feel very full after a salad, unless you're talking like a chef salad. Are we done? No. What goes great with apples? Well, cinnamon, of course. So the last thing we do is don't want to dump it on there, although that would be delicious too. I sprinkle a little cinnamon on the top, just to give it a nice little dusting. And there you have it. Let's see if you can see that. Delish. So anyway, that's one of my go-to lunches. Some things that you can do to alter this, instead of using water to thin down the Greek yogurt, some people will use, a coconut milk. Nothing wrong with that. If you're really intensely working out, doing a lot of, heavy, hard lifting stuff, lots of long runs maybe, whatever, and you're just really needing even more protein than the 20 grams from the Greek yogurt itself, well then you can obviously go, grab your go-to protein powder, and you can mix some of that in there with it as well, and just to up the protein if you need to. So that is a fantastic lunch. I find I crave it. I started eating this a couple of years ago when I was really starting to love cycling. I came back from a 3-hour ride. The last 2 hours of that ride, just thinking to myself, God, I'm so hungry. What sounds good? So in your mind, you start thinking of all these foods, and this was one that I really, really learned to just truly love and start to crave. But even if after you've eaten this, if you're still feeling like you need a little bit more, then some potential go-tos that I like to use might just simply be some more pecans, but these are roasted with some butter and salted. You can keep a little jar of those next to you here, and you can snack on those. They're very fulfilling. They've got a nice crunch to them, and I'm salty by nature. I'm not necessarily tempted by sugary sweets, so I like the saltiness of these. So I really, big time go-to right there for me. Another thing you can go to are macadamia nuts. Fantastic nut, a lot of crunch, very high in fat, very fulfilling as well. And you know what? Last but not least, a great go-to for us keto peeps. Nothing like a big plate of bacon. Anywho, alrighty folks, there you have it. There's a nice little lunch and some snack options for you. So let me know what you think. Give me some thumbs up on the video. Add some comments of what you like for your lunch. Some ideas as to what might be one of your go-tos for either a high fat or a high protein type of a meal. Love to hear from you. And so anyway, go Team Sweet Tooth. Get out there, get running, get the heart rate up, be smart, be careful, and be healthy. Till next time, see you then.